Hello, family of light. It's Story DJ Day here. Soul family, family of light. I'm decided to do a video today about soul integration and soul embodiment and higher aspect integration. The processes and phases we go through during those times. The soul embodiment and aspect integration they kind of in one way are the same thing, and on another dimension are completely different phases, but they usually are running simultaneous during your ascension process. And I feel that right now is a very good time to speak of this because a lot of people may not be aware of the aspect integration going on during the soul embodiment. We all have many countless aspects from other dimensions and other realms and even from this realm to integrate the higher aspects. We all had the human aspect when we incarnated here, and the human aspect has many aspects that make up the human aspect, but I don't want to go into too many of them because we're really releasing a lot of the human aspects that we had attained or programmed in during our journey in the lower realms. And when I say lower realms, I mean 3D and 4D. Okay, and lower meaning lower dimensionally. Okay, so the soul embodiment process takes some years and happens upon your waking up, spiritually having a spiritual awakening, or your DNA activation, or some sort of consciousness activating within you. That's when the soul embodiment actually starts, the process of the embodiment. And the soul needs and requires a certain amount of room and in your body to be able to fully embody. So it has to begin the process of showing you what you need to release from your human aspect points of view, so that the soul can become fully embodied and walk through the ascension stargates onto new earth. Okay, so the aspect integration starts about the same time as the soul embodiment. Now, aspects, I put a couple of my aspects in here behind me in my art, and I just like to let me show you. I like to paint mine, draw mine. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them ended up being drawn or painted. And at first, I thought these were my guides, guardians, and they were, because they were outside of me at the time. But when aspect presents itself to you, it can be, I'll name a few so it gives you some ideas. Like most everyone has a fairy, a fae aspect, elven. This one is a diamond code keeper aspect. There is the angelic aspect. Let's see, what else is there? All the stellar races aspects: the Lyran, the Pleiadian, the Arcturian, the Syrian, the Andromedan, all of those, and more, all of the star races. You have an aspect of yourself that is that, and so those will present themselves to you. Let's see what else. Oh, and the ascended master aspects. These are just to name a few of some of the more well-known aspects that you may have encountered and get visited. I used to get what I would be called like visits from different ascended masters, angels, fairies, all these different things, the beings that I considered my guides, when most of the ones that I was experiencing were parts of myself that I was integrating. I just didn't know it at the time. But in order for the higher aspects to integrate, we have to attune to and match the frequency of that dimension, of that being, of the light quota of that being, of that aspect. It's not a being. It is a being, but it's also an aspect. Okay, so you may experience them outside of yourself for as long as it takes for them to integrate, and then you will notice that all of a sudden what you thought were your guides, guardians, angels, fairies, whatever. Oh, dragons too. Don't forget the dragons. They're the main ones that's running right now. But the aspects will be seen, felt, or communicated with as if they are outside of you. And if you're a seer, a lot of times you will see the unicorns, and they're another aspect. The unicorns, lots of different mythological creatures are also aspects, codes that are activated in our DNA, as well as another way to put it. When you're integrating your aspects, you're also activating those codes within your template. So that's another way to word it or look at it. Okay, so during the integration process, you will experience the aspects, the energies, the communications, the visuals, or the feelings, or the knowings of these different aspects as your guide or guardian from outside of yourself for a while. You may channel them, draw them like I did. Channel yourself. Channel yourself, channel your aspects. Get communication from them, however you want to look at it. But it is you. As these aspects present themselves as external parts of you, guides, guardians, whatever you want to call them, extraterrestrials, all those things are accurate. As they present themselves in and around you, that is their way of, your way of, their way of attuning you to that frequency so that that aspect may integrate and become one with you. So what's happening is during the ascension process, we begin to merge and converge every timeline, every aspect, every fractal, every fragment, every part of self from every dimension and every realm to culmination into one unified being that is ascending, I should say. And so this is a process of many years, usually, but once you get a certain amount of integration accomplished, it will pop you into it will say pop you, well, yeah, it will. It will push you, pull you, force you, pop you, rebirth you, transition you right into fifth dimension and into the new earth timelines. And then once you get to the new earth timelines, there's much more integration going on. It's an ongoing process. I've yet to see it stop since the beginning of my ascension process 7 years ago, 7-ish years ago, going on 8 now. But I have yet to see it stop, or in fact, it's speeding up. And some aspects may take well, in the beginning it used to take sometimes it would take weeks or months or a while for these aspects to integrate and become one with my soul, in my vessel. But now it seems, once I reached the fifth dimension and the new Earth timelines, it seems to be extremely rapid now, and I don't get presented with the aspects outside of myself. Usually, unless there's specific circumstances, and I'll talk about them in a little bit. But let's see, of the integration process. If you are conscious of it, aware of it, knowledgeable of it, allowing of it, and making the necessary energetic adjustments and giving yourself that space to integrate as much as possible on a daily basis, then it will go a lot faster, and it will rapidly speed up, quicken your ascension process, your evolution, your activation, your soul embodiment will all build momentum if you are aware of the process of the aspect integration and also the aspect releasing, because there's a releasing and a dissolving and a dying, if you will, of the lower of the shadow aspects are usually integrated in and turned to light. But we're most of us are way beyond the shadow aspects at this point. But that's a whole nother video. But the human aspects all are being released, dissolved, and cleared. They have to be, because we don't bring human into the ascended realms. You become your ascended master self, your star being self, your we'll say dragon self, your dragonhood self. That's another one. Or your angelic self. All these higher aspects are what you are embodying once you get to the new Earth timelines, and it's a really beautiful process. And if you're not familiar with it or haven't experienced the aspect integration, I think most anybody who's watching this video is definitely involved in this process, whether you realize it or not. And so this video is to help bring awareness to something that some people may have not been as knowledgeable about the aspect integration as they were other parts of ascension. Now, the integration process, really the best way to assist in the process is to know, of course, that that's what's going on, and to command it, demand it, and bring in some affirmations or intentions to go ahead and align those aspects as quickly as possible. Just as soon as one presents, or one energy presents, or one visual, or one knowing, to go ahead and claim the integration of it, and attune to the frequencies. And when I say attune to the frequencies, the way to do that is to allow it, is to be with yourself enough. Be with yourself in meditation or quiet time alone, or doing what makes your soul happy, doing your purpose. All these different things assist in the integration process. And it's something that is felt from external. You may notice like some external energy presenting itself, and depending on how conscious you are, it will dictate how, I don't like that word, it will let's just cancel that. Okay, it will I can't even think of another word for it right now. Trying to get out of the logic and linear terms that seem lower vibrational, so we're going to skip that. Okay, how you experience it will determine maybe how high your consciousness is. I'll get it out in a minute. What level your consciousness is at will determine how you experience the presenting of said aspects for integration. There are many different ways, but usually I see them, like literally see beings coming to me. Beings, seeing myself. I see, feel, hear, see, all those at one time. Be parts, aspects coming to integrate, and I have so many I have drawn. I have them all over my house, different ones that I've drawn, and I can't even count how many. There's probably like 50 at this point. And those aren't even all of them, because I can't draw all of them or paint all of them. I just didn't have, it would take up absolutely too much of my time. But I used to use the drawing of them or painting of the aspects to assist me in integration, because while I'm painting and drawing the aspect, I'm attuning myself to its frequency. That's just one way, but there are many others. You can use your own creative outlets and your soul's purpose or your soul's desires on how to integrate it. Some people may integrate it through different means. Music, playing music, art. This easily involves some sort of creative or spiritual practice or gift or something that helps you to integrate your aspects. So that's another hint to help you. But being aware of it and calling it into action and immediately accepting and allowing and surrendering to the integration assists greatly also. Because if an aspect is seen, felt, heard, or acknowledged from outside of yourself, and you aren't familiar with the energy, it may take you a little while longer until you have made the adjustments. Like, what is this that I'm experiencing? Who is this? What is this that's visiting me? That's guiding me? That's guarding me? That's around me in my energy field now? All of those questions may arise depending on how conscious you are when you experience it. But all of those things are possible, and if so, just know it's not something foreign to you. It's not something outside of you that is there to harm you. Or I think we're all way beyond thinking that things are there to get us. I hope. And if anyone watching this video is at that level where they are still living in fear, then the aspect integration may be a little slower process for you if it causes you any kind of fear or doubt or worry or anxiety. But those of us in the higher consciousness and higher realms, it is a very welcomed and usually a very quick process of knowing. And also, I've noticed a few times, and say very few, but there's reasons for this. But there very few times I have been blessed to experience other people's aspects as well, like a close soul bond with someone, soulmate, twin flame, twin soul, all these terms, and these are just linear terms, and in the higher realms they don't even really mean what they used to in 3D and 4D, but for lack of another term, I'm using them now. But some of the higher dynamics in soul connections, soul ties, soul agreements, soul vows, higher realm relationships, creationships, you may experience the aspects of another. And this has happened a couple of times, where someone in my close, immediate soul group or soul family, excuse me, I have been able to communicate see, hear, feel, see, communicate with their aspects as well, and they with mine. And that is, it's awesome to because those aren't there necessarily specifically for you to integrate, but you kind of assist each other in integrating those parts of each other. It's quite beautiful and a very interesting journey when that happens. So that is also a thing. So if you are in a relationship or you meet someone, whether it be a romantic relationship or a friendship or even someone on Facebook, if they're in a close soul family of yours or soul connection, you may possibly experience the energetics, visuals, hearing and seeing of their aspects as well. And I love talking to people about it when this happens, because I have no way of knowing if they are aware that their aspects, that if they're aware that their aspects are there, or if they have not integrated them yet, or not. And it's always fun to get to share that with someone, that you have experienced their aspects. And this doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen in close soul connections. I have confirmation of that on more than one occasion. So that also is another thing about the soul the higher self aspect integration. And the soul embodiment is just you bringing more of your soul in, which is basically in the same thing as bringing in the higher aspects of self. It's just another way to put it, the full soul embodiment. So you're bringing in all these higher aspects, which are parts of your soul, which are becoming embodied, and once the embodiment and integration of all these aspects just become one, and you're not all separated into a bunch of different aspects, even though, and they all merge into one beautiful unified field, whole ascended being is what the goal is with that. Or at least, we'll say not just one, because there's still more integrating as we go. But let's say it like this: at a certain level, you've integrated enough of your higher aspects and released, dissolved most all of your human aspects and lower 3D and 4D parts of self consciousness, and you've embodied enough of your soul that you are able to go through the Stargate with the pure higher aspects of yourself. You're able to go through the Ascension Stargates and walk on the new Earth. Once you get to New Earth, then you begin integration of galactic aspects and even higher dimensional, higher, keep going. It's an ongoing process. But once you get into the New Earth timelines, the integration of the higher aspects is boom, 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 rapid. It's all the time. It's like it could be every day. There's another one, or every week, instead of before I got to the New Earth timelines, it might have been every month or every 6 months that a new aspect was presented itself. But now it's just like popping off that new ones are experienced and integrated immediately. Boom, boom, boom. It's awesome. And it's awesome. Anyway, I hope that explains to some of you about aspect integration and soul embodiment. Hold on one second. Sorry, I had a chihuahua incident. I can't stop laughing. Okay, let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, let's talk about the energies of this beautiful month of January. A lot is going on. I'm a grid keeper. Stargate keeper is part of my purpose right now that I have kind of landed in and didn't realize until around just before Christmas time that was what I was well, I may have always been, but now I'm at least aware. I'm aware of it, very aware of it now. No, I wasn't always. I had to get to the galactic New Earth timelines to be leveled up to doing this. But the grid keepers for New Earth, galactic New Earth. The reason why I'm telling you, the reason why I'm sharing this with you, because others may be at this level too. You may just have not realized it yet. So this may enlighten some of you as to some new energetic dynamics that you're being asked to be involved in. But I noticed a couple of months ago, that I was pulling away from the collective that I was connected to, my collective that I had been working with for a year or so, and was like energetically pulling away from it, detaching from it, and that was, I wasn't sure where I was going with that. I just knew that I was fixing to shift dimensions again, is what was going to happen, and that is exactly what happened. But the energies of lately have been that of, for myself, becoming a grid keeper, which means we spend a lot of time alone. When I say alone, it's hardly alone, because again, we have all the aspects and galactic beings and energetics. I spend a lot of time with myself, let's put it that way, because I'm definitely not alone. I spend a lot of time with myself purposely, because all day and all night, my main purpose, my main objective, my main thing that I'm doing is not only integrating my aspects, which most of that's easy, but integrating the higher quantum light that's coming in, and integrating it, and because I'm a grid keeper, I'm integrating it, and also it's coming through me, and I'm one of the beings, the ascended masters, that is holding the energetics of the new grid work of the new Earth. And by that, there is a group of us who are ascended beings all over the planet, different ones, and whether we know each other or not, it matters not. We're holding the frequencies, the grid work for the entire planet. And I'm not saying that out of ego or anything like that. I'm just saying that's just the way of it. Our bodies are attuned and intuned, and are direct source, pure source conduits for these energies, light that's coming in, and it is a full-time job. Receiving, integrating, translating, and transmitting these beautiful light codes, and so it takes my devoted attention to myself and my energy field, and what's coming in, activating within, from the universe, from the cosmos, from Gaia, from everything, in my universe, in our universe, in the universe. I am very aware of it, in tune to it, and utilizing all these codes that are coming in, so that I may, not that I'm sharing them directly with others verbally, which I am doing as much of that as I can, as I am called to right now, but mostly my purpose right now is just to keep receiving, integrating, translating, utilizing, and transmitting these frequencies, holding the grid work. So I have to focus most of my energy on myself and my vibration and my consciousness, and maintaining it at its highest level is the number one utmost important part of my purpose right now. And so others, I know that a lot of others of you may also be experiencing this shift to be a grid keeper and a Stargate keeper. The grid keepers also, not, we spend a lot of time alone. No, I don't like the word alone. A lot of time with ourselves and with the energies daily and nightly, consciously, very aware of everything that's going on. And sometimes it may look to others that we're not doing anything. They were just sitting around. But there's a lot going on that the outside or the unawakened or the lower conscious person will not get, because I can be sitting here in my room or sitting out in the sun and be working on 15 different dimensions, doing 15 different things, and way more than that actually. But we'll scale it down to just that, at least that I'm aware of, that I have the consciousness of, that I am in that many different dimensions doing different things, working with the energies, integrating and translating and holding the grids. And it sounds complicated, but it's really not. But it takes my devotion to the process, to maintain the balance within that. I have to take the utmost care in what I eat and what I have around me, who and what I allow into my energy field, where I go, what I experience. I have to be very conscious of everything so that I can hold those grids, hold the frequencies for those grids. And the purpose of holding the frequency for the grids, and I know that some of you out there who are listening to this are like going, oh, that's what's happening to me. So good. I'm glad that you are now understanding what's going on energetically with yourself. Surrender to it. Go with it. You're not going crazy. You're not imagining things. You are a grid keeper. If this resonates with you. Okay, also, we are, what was I going to say? Oh, the grid keeper. We're, the grid keepers and Stargate keepers are, anchoring in new realities. So what goes on is we receive, I'm playing with my new crystals. Yeah. I got ruby record keepers. We are anchoring in new realities, and what that means is not metaphorical. We receive visuals, quantum visuals is the best way I can put it. Visuals of new concepts, new realities, new I would say we don't imagine them. We're actually receiving them, and creating them with the higher realms at the same time, the heavenly realms, if you want to. We're receiving them and creating them, imagining them, visualizing them. All of those things are true depending on which dimension that you're in. But so I spend a lot of time receiving the concepts and potentials for these new realities, and then integrating them within myself as well. Because if I can, when I integrate them within myself, they are integrated and activated within the grid works of New Earth Gaia, so that they can become reality here. So if I'm visualizing it, imagining it, receiving the concepts of all these new higher dimensional possibilities, potentials, then I know they're coming. That means they're being activated in this realm, and it's so exciting because the things that we're shown or visualizing, the things that we are being given or being transmitted to us as grid keepers and Stargate keepers, to anchor into here, we have to receive the vision, the energy of it, the concepts, and and hold those frequencies and vibrations and codes long enough that they anchor in those realities, not just for myself, but for the entire, not one collective, but the entire, all of New Earth. Not anchoring anything in or working with anything in 3D and 4D. I'm talking about these are only for the New Earth and the galactic New Earth, and now the ancient future timelines. And when you get to the ancient future, there really is no timelines. There's no timelines, but I'm not sure what to call it, so we'll just say timelines for now until the quantumness of it gives me a new word for being in that, existing in that realm, is, because it's not a timeline anymore, evolving right out of the timelines, because if you're outside of time, there would be no timeline. If that makes sense. Okay. And the Stargate Keepers are Stargate Keeper beings, and these may resonate with some of you, and if not, it may resonate in a way maybe that you're not, but you may be going to become that. So hopefully this will assist you in understanding the dynamics of being a Stargate Keeper. You could call it a gatekeeper if you want to. Some of you may be familiar with that. Some of you may activate the remembrance in you that you are a Stargate Keeper, gatekeeper. Okay, the Stargate Keepers, the Ascension Stargate Keepers, there may be different gates, but I'm speaking of the Ascension Stargates, the New Earth, Gaia, galactic New Earth, and the ancient future. I won't say ancient future, the ancient future realm outside of time stargates may there are beings that that in order for a soul, a person, a being, us people, ascended beings to get through the stargates. And it sounds like we're not keeping it as in we're trying to keep people in and out. What you experience is when a being is ready to come through the Ascension Stargates, they will align with one of the Stargate Keepers. And I am one. There are many Ascended Master beings, Stargate Keepers that are here right now. I'll say many, but probably not as many as it sounds compared to how many people are on the planet. But okay, so you will align with one of those beings, like literally in physicality. You will align with one of them, and they will activate and attune you to the frequencies of how to rebirth through the stargates, transition through the stargates, enter through the stargates. And as others present themselves to me, like other people, they will come to me, and they may not know. That's why they're they may not be conscious of it yet. And some of them may be conscious that they are aligned with me to so that I can I don't like the word evaluate, but I'm just gonna use it so that I can evaluate their Merkaba, their energetics, their progress, so that and I evaluate it. It's not a test, and it's not a judgment or anything like that. It's someone who's already through the Stargate can assist the ones who are ready or trying or almost ready or trying to come through the Stargates on what they need to do to be able to come through. And so as others may present themselves to me unknowingly or knowingly, ready to rebirth through the Stargates, or ready to allow me to assist you through the Stargate into the galactic New Earth timelines. If a soul is not ready, if the physical ascension part is not ready, the energetics of it, like I will be able to tell, even if I'm only communicating with the soul, and not the person. Like if there's ego in the way or unconscious programming's in the way, I'm still communicating with the soul and the higher self of these of like family of beings in the collective who are preparing to come through the stargates. And if there's anything out of balance or anything that needs to be adjusted or released or worked on in order for that being to come through the stargates, then I'm able to see it immediately, address it with the person. And sometimes I meet resistance on this. Sometimes if there's any unconscious programmings, the person will might get upset or a little frustrated with me about what I'm telling them. And this has happened many times. And then other time, and that means they're not ready, because if you're not going to accept that the person who's on the other side of the stargate that knows how to get through is trying to guide you through it, and you're not going to listen, then you're not ready, because you still have ego in the way if you're not ready to listen to how to get through the ascension stargates, how to prepare your vessel, your energy field, how to activate your Mercury, all these different things. So, and those that are ready will just be excited, delighted, and overbounding with joy and enthusiasm to know how to do it. And I just activate them, boom, 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 and they just bloom and come on through. It could go either way, but either way, the evaluation, if you will, and it's not really an evaluation in a negative sense, so please don't think of it like that way. But I have to, my being, my ascended master being, my Stargate keeper aspect, if you will, that's in me, that part of me, assists souls to come through. So if you're ready to come through, then connecting energetically to someone who is me or any of the other masters or Stargate keepers, we kind of I won't say merge with you, but sort of, but we hold you in our field of consciousness, in our energy field, no matter where. Not, you don't have to be in the same location, but we energies don't work that way. We can be in two separate sides of the world, and I can hold you in my energetic field and attune you long enough to get you through. If your soul and your human is out of the way enough, your human aspect is out of the way enough to allow you to come through the stargates, and I can guide you on how to adjust your energy through changes in diet, meditation practices, energy attunements, or deprogramming, if that the case may be. There are many different things. The integration of aspects, and soul embodiment. Okay, the pure soul embodiment and the integration of aspects is how you gain the purity of self to walk through those stargates. And so some are ready and some are not. And I have met some of both presenting themselves to the Stargate keepers for evaluation on where they're at in their progress. And if they're not ready, then it's okay. It's not a punishment to not come to the Stargate. It just means that my energy, my consciousness, and every part of my being is going to be pulling to the surface of you what is not in alignment, what is not ready, what the unconscious programming is, what the shadows are all going to present themselves during your interaction with me. Yes, it's funny. Funny, when I say funny, it's I won't say funny, but it's it can be a funny experience if the other person is unaware that all of this is going on. I'm not laughing at anyone, but I have to have some humor in it, because it is an amazing process to watch all of this occurring within another individual, and knowing that it might be perceived as uncomfortable or yeah, uncomfortable or an opposite magnetics from me, like I will let's see, I won't offend people. I will um just naturally my energies. I don't try to. This is not like I'm just try to pick on someone or something like that, but my energies will pull up, amplify everything in the individual that is not in alignment, that is not conscious, that is not um highest is not higher vibrational. I'll get it right in a minute. It's not high vibrational enough to come through the stargates, will be amplified in your interactions with me. And some people thank me for exposing those parts of themselves, and others get very offended and huffed and puffed, and off they go in a different direction, thinking that I am claiming to be higher than them, or I think I'm better than them, or I'm not being compassionate enough, or whatever. I'm very compassionate and very loving, and it is my purpose as a Stargate keeper to show others where they are lacking, or where they need to be alignment or balance, and my energy just does it. My words, yes, will also do it. I will speak the truth, and whether it is accepted or appreciated or not, the truth, I must speak the truth, whether the being is ready to hear it or not. Not here to entertain the ego, or pamper someone into becoming higher consciousness, becoming more highly conscious, or of a higher conscious. I'm here to give you the truth. If you ask me for guidance and present yourself to me for guidance, or ask me questions, I have to be honest. And if I see that you're not able to come through the stargates because you have karma to clear, I can tell you exactly what the karma is and exactly what you need to do, and it's in a non-judgment. It's in a non-judgmental way on my part, because I'm just here to guide you through, and assist you into seeing, whether you are ready to see or not. But if you ask and are presented to me for evaluation, then that is what you will get from me. And I also can assist, not just tell you, evaluate where you are and what you need to do to come through the stargates. I can, will, and intend on assisting you to make the changes or upgrades or alignments or integrations or embodiments that you need to be able to come to the stargates. So that is a whole nother video of me doing that. But that is the fun part, and I love helping people, assisting people, attuning people, realigning others, activating others, encoding others, and lead, I won't say leading, opening up the stargates for you so you can come through. Yay! So any other ascended beings out there, there probably aren't a lot. Well, there may be. I should say they're not a lot. I don't know. There are a lot all through the world doing the same thing, helping people through stargates. And one way of me helping others through the stargate is making these videos, so that I can guide and assist in the knowledge and transmit the concepts and potentials and dynamics of the energetics and the physical work that's needed for physical ascension. Okay, and I'm talking about, when I say through the stargates, I'm talking about the physical ascension stargates, not the consciousness, because a conscious ascension is just that. There's no, you don't really go to New Earth with that. You just still stay in within the 3D and 4D timelines. You have to physically ascend ascend your physical vessel in order to get to the higher timelines, to the galactic new Earth and beyond, to the higher dimensions, to the heavenly realms that are constantly evolving. And yeah, I think my hands are spinning energy. Um, okay. Hopefully, some of this information resonates with others, and I am on Facebook, Story DJ Day. I'll put the name in the description at the bottom, and you can find me on Facebook right now. I'll be getting a website soon to do activation. I won't say activations, to assist others in realigning to their purpose, to soul embodiment, soul integration, and all the different dynamics and ascension sciences, many that I'll have listed available for sessions to do with you, so that we can illuminate some ways for everyone to realign and remember, awaken. Well, we're already awake. I won't say to remember to activate the codes with you, so you can speed up your process and come on through these stargates. So, being a stargate keeper, I am committed, devoted, and excited about assisting others to come through the stargates with me, because it's a beautiful up here in the higher timelines. Magic always happening. It amazes me still. It's like every day there's some sort of, there's these aha moments, and aw shucks moments, profound magical events, quantum things, materializations, all kinds of beautiful beings that I get to experience and interact with on not just energetically, but well, energetically right now, but hopefully physically more so. But yes, we want, and we are intend for to assist as many others as possible from the collectives. I'm not just working with one collective anymore. I'm working with a bunch of them. So from outside of the collectives, I can see into many collectives, and I'm intending, and my purpose is to work with beings from all of the collectives, because I have been a part of each one at one point, to graduate out of them and learn the dynamics of each one, so that I could help assist every being in all of these different collectives on how to ascend and evolve and realign, activate out of them. So if anybody has any questions or any requests on any videos of topics for me to do, I might start doing some of that too. Right now, I'm just guided to get on here, and I don't know what I'm going to talk about until I turn on the camera, and then boom, a topic pops up. But I could also do the same thing with questions about ascension or new earth topics. If anyone has any, they're welcome to list them in the comments below, or connect with me on Facebook. I welcome your interaction, even though I do spend a lot of time with myself doing my energetics of the grid keeping work. I welcome any of my soul family and my family of light to connect with me in any way they see, or any way they are intuitively guided to, so that we can experience each other in a more direct way. I look forward to that. Okay, is there anything else we want to talk about today, higher self? Oh, let me read an activation. I forgot. I should have aligned one of those before. Let's see. One moment. Let me pull one up. I definitely want to do that in the midst of every video. A light activation. Let's see which one presents itself for us. Hold on one second. And I would play music during the background of these videos, but YouTube has been very strict about having music playing in your videos because of copyright. So I have to align with my own composer and and or have someone make some beats on their laptop for me, or I have to play my own music, however that works out, so that I don't have any copyright infringement problems. So that is a thing to be coming as far as the music goes. I can't wait to get some music to this whole process. It's going to be exciting. But for now, it's just raw and just my voice. Okay, let me see. Let me get this activation. Because the activations layered with the music on them, it's going to be awesome. I can already feel it. The energetics of it, the power of it, but it's coming. I'm anchoring it in. Okay, let me put my glasses on. I can't see. Hold on. One moment. Okay, I had to clear them off. Okay, let's see. Activations. I have so many. It's just so. Let's see which one is the next one. That wasn't the last time. Okay. Nope. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Alright, okay, I found a good one. The next one up is called Cosmic Codes. Okay, Cosmic Codes activation. Pleiadian Phi. Okay, Pleiadian Phi, Arcturian Heart's Desire, Lyran Motivation, Peacock Avion Quantum Emanations, Syrian Elemental, Energy Transcendental, Anaki, Ancient Future Self I See. Diamond Codes Fire, expand my prana pyre. Lumini, Cosmic Elven Race, activate, resurrect the crystalline infinite template. Aya, Akashe, Lune, Feyre, Anke. Dragon Merkaba field upgrade. My flight I create, my soul's covenant. 44th dimension I ride, my divine self inside. Lady Arcturus, I am she. Syrian Lord and Lady, I am free. Peacock Founder Race, Consciousness I be. Pleiadian Cosmic Elf, Night Sister is me. Lyran Feline, Light Language of the Universe Align. Geometry, Open Ascension Portal Gateway. Multi-dimensional Spirit Strands begin. Dragon Merkaba Spin. Ascend, Off-Planet DNA, Come Online, Lemurian Sonic Activation, I Allow, Gaian Time Shift Now. Okay, I'm going to do one more, I think. Let me go to the next one, too. Okay, this one, let's see. Wow, okay, this one is the next one. It was the next one, so it was meant to be. Kind of makes sense whenever I read it, that it would be the activation that is the next on the list. This one I wrote a while back, like a year and a half ago. A friend of mine on my Facebook timeline requested that I write a song or a poem or consciousness flow to assist in aligning those incarnated here with their soulmates, with their twin flames, twin rays, with their divine union, sacred union partnerships, creationships, whatever you want to call them, the higher dimensional relationships, soul connections. Okay, a friend of mine asked me to write something for that purpose, to assist with that, because it seemed like everyone around me was desiring that, seeking that, wishing for that, and it wasn't, it seemed like there were many obstacles in the way, and I'm sure there were many obstacles in the way, keeping the individuals involved from remembering who they were and who their divine partnerships were with. So if you couldn't remember who you are yet, or you surely wouldn't going to be able to remember who your twin was, your soulmate, or your divine and sacred partnerships, creationships, whatever linear term you want to call the higher vibrational, higher realm relationships. You can call them many names. Those are just some that most know. Star mates, galactic twins, divine complements and counterparts. There are many names. They are all valid, and call it whatever you like. It's beautiful no matter what. Okay, this was written for that purpose, and it showed up next on my list, so it must be valid today. Okay, it is. It's called 22 One Heart. Hearts rewind the hands of time, sweetness gifted by divine. I feel a power in me, seeing your soul in we. Your eyes took my soul on a journey through aeons of old, back to a place deep inside my core, resonating with yours. Open new doors to my knees on the floor. Blessed am I to see you here in this now. Just knowing you exist gave my whole life a new twist. Traveling through galaxies, jumping timelines. At the mere thought you'd be the one I might find. I found you, all that I have to be pure love that's true. One day you just appeared, an universal orchestra of events. I called out my deepest desires and intents. I feel you, every thought. My heart calls out your name. So galactic love songs blasting through storms, hurricanes, earthquakes. My spirit is magnetic, hearts knowing, winds blowing, rain pouring. My words to your soul like eagles soaring. Twins descend from higher realm into matter, into the vessels of friends. Yay! Okay. That's 2 activations in one, so I think that's good for now. Okay, yay! Okay, Aya Akashe, Lune Feyre, Yai Maru, Akatawa, Shro and Laru, Anke, Aya Akashe. Until next time, love bombs, infinity loop, heart to heart. I love you.